Hey guys, welcome to another Q&A session wherein I will answer all your queries individually asked during my YouTube live sessions. To get your queries answered, do keep posting your questions. Let us start with today's video. Question 1 asked by Ritobroto Chanda. How to get a full scholarship from Oxford, Cambridge or Russell Group universities? For Oxford, the Oxford Broad Scholarships, and for Cambridge, Gates Cambridge Scholarships offer fully funded master's programs covering tuition fee and living expenses. However, there are a few programs that may not be eligible under these scholarships. For other Russell Group universities, I would recommend you to check out the websites of respective universities, although the 100% options will be a few. To avail these scholarships, you need a holistic overall profile coupled with leadership potential and outstanding intellectual ability. Question 2 asked by Vishnu. I have a gap of 3 years between my +2 and UG, how to justify it? And also, how is it going to affect my dream to study in the UK? A gap between 12th grade and UG is not looked at positively by any university. If your gap is because of some medical or health related condition, personal challenges, financial problems or any other genuine concern, it can be justified. However, a strong SOP is recommended in such cases. Question 3 asked by Karthik S. How hectic would it be finishing a UK Masters in 1 year? Is it acceptable by other countries? The 1-year Masters programs in the UK are intensive. You will normally attend classes for 9 months with last 3 months solely committed on a dissertation or a company project. The program is demanding for sure and you will require a lot of teamwork, self-study and assessments. The British Masters is recognized everywhere including US and Canada. A 1-year Masters from the UK is equal to a 2-year Masters offered by American and Canadian universities. You can be rest assured of that. Question 4 asked by G. Srikanth. Please suggest some top public universities in the UK for construction management. There are plenty of choices. You can choose from universities such as Leeds, Manchester, Birmingham, Heriot-Watt, Kingston and Loughborough. If you want to go for a Masters with placement here or internship, you can choose MSc Management in Construction at Kingston University or MSc Construction and Project Management at Queen's University, Belfast. Question 5 asked by Prakashini. I'm currently studying BCom and want to pursue a postgraduate program in finance from either the UK or Canada. Which one will be more affordable? In Canada, you can go for a PG diploma as Canada needs 4 years UG degree for its master's programs. In the UK, you can offer a 1-year master's program in finance offered by most universities. In terms of affordability, in your case, Canada will be more affordable of the two as the tuition fee for PG diploma is considerably less. However, if you want a master's degree, the UK will cost you a bit higher, but you will graduate with a higher level of degree. Question 6 asked by Akshit Gupta. Considering finances, should a commerce student go for a bachelor's or master's degree abroad? Talking solely from the perspective of finances here, bachelor's degrees are longer and hence tend to be more expensive, especially Canada, where it lasts 4 years. Masters, on the other hand, are shorter and therefore more affordable. Also, shorter the duration of the program, less is the living expense. However, in case of certain MBA and MIM programs, the tuition fee can be really high as well. So it will depend on which university you are eyeing. Question 7 asked by Gautam V. I have a BSc degree and would love to pursue a master's or PG diploma in marketing in Canada. Which one should I opt for? First of all, you will need some relevant experience to go for a marketing program as your bachelor's qualification will not be relevant and there will be chances of visa rejection. Second, after a BSc from India, you can go for a PG diploma program only as most Canadian universities will require 4 years undergraduate degree. Question 8 asked by Omkar Tupe. Is the UK a good country to study and work in the architecture domain? Sure it is. The UK is known for its quality programs in architecture by some of the best universities including UCL, Sheffield, Manchester, Edinburgh, Liverpool, Bath and Nottingham. However, do note that the MArch degree will be 2 years in length and you will have to work for 2 years after your MArch to qualify for RIBA or Royal Institute of British Architects qualification to work as an architect in the UK. Question 9 asked by Bhagwat Subhash Sadavarte. I have a BTech in electrical engineering. Should I apply for an MS in the same field or pursue programs such as an MBA? That will depend entirely on you and your career goals. Most engineers gain a few years of work experience in the field relevant to their undergraduate degree and offer an MBA, whereas a few pursue a master's in the same field itself. I would suggest you to get at least 2 years of experience and see what suits you better. Do you want to go for a managerial based position in the future or do you want to stick with the technical side of things? Once you figure that out, you will have an answer. Question 10 asked by Vinayak Radhakrishnan. What is the difference between MBA and MSc Management in the UK? Can you suggest some options for MBA with placement here? MBA is generally for professionals with some work experience who want to top up their skills and experience with a master's level degree, whereas MSc is for students who want to finish their studies first and then enter the workforce. Rest major curriculum remains almost similar. For MBA with placement, you can look at UCLan, Northampton, Bedfordshire and Roehampton University. Question 11 asked by Athul Raj. Suggest a master's in energy management or renewable energy in the UK. How easy it is to extend your work permit after 2 years of PSW? I would suggest University of Aberdeen, Cranfield University and Robert Gordon University. After 2 years PSW, your employer has to sponsor you for the extension of your work permit to a skilled worker visa. This will be generally easy if you are in a full-time job, performing well at work and are on good terms with your employer. Question 12 asked by Nagaraj P. Which universities and countries will you suggest for a master's in pharmacy? Canada and Australia will be recommended countries here. In Canada, you can choose University of Manitoba, University of Saskatchewan, Memorial University of Newfoundland, University of Toronto or Dalhousie University. In Australia, you can opt for University of Tasmania, University of Canberra, UTS Sydney, University of Western Australia or University of Sydney. Question 13 asked by Shivam Rajendra. Is GMAT or GRE required for PG Diploma in International Business in Canada? No Shivam, PG diplomas don't require GMAT or GRE scores. Most colleges will ask just for your past education credentials and English language proficiency such as IELTS. However, if you plan to do a master's, some universities may require them. Question 14 asked by Rishikesh Budida. What all tests are required to study Bachelor's in Computer Science abroad for a state board student? You will need your IELTS score only. However, depending on the university you're aiming at, you may need high 12th grade marks, excellent SOP and letters of recommendation and overall holistic profile to get an admit. Question 15 asked by Nikita Ramesh. Should I choose Coventry University or University of Huddersfield for Logistics and Supply Chain Management Masters? I would recommend Coventry University more, primarily because its reputation as one of the leading modern business schools in the UK. The university also attracts a large number of international students each year due to its popularity and reputation. Question 16 asked by Simoni VK. I'm confused about courses and thinking whether to opt for a course of my interest, such as content writing. Will it be practical to get employment later on? You can check out content marketing programs offered by many colleges and institutions across the globe. Content marketing is a hugely popular field of study and the employment opportunities are growing given the advent of social media. For Canada, you can check out the postgraduate certificate in digital and content marketing offered by School of Continuing Studies at York University. You can also choose to complement your content writing skills by pursuing a digital marketing programs at a number of Canadian colleges. Question 17 asked by Abhimanyu Singh. As Canada does not accept 15 years of education, which one-year program should I pursue after a BBA in marketing to satisfy the 16 years education criteria? That will depend on where you want to pursue that program. In Canada, you'll find a number of colleges offering one-year postgraduate certificate program in marketing. Many private universities in India do offer a one-year PG diploma in marketing or related fields that can help you get into a master's program in Canada. Make sure you pursue a full-time program and not distance learning, and the university should have a decent reputation. Question 18 asked by Clarissa. What country would be the best for career in finance and banking? I would say all countries offer ample opportunities for finance and banking graduates. You can choose the UK, US, Canada, Australia and New Zealand as there are ample jobs available. However, one key thing to remember is to opt for a bigger city with flourishing financial markets. For example, in the UK, London, Vancouver and Toronto for Canada, NYC for US, Sydney and Melbourne for Australia and Auckland for New Zealand. Question 19 asked by Soham Singh. How do I get PR in the UK after pursuing Masters in Data Sciences? After graduation, you will need to look for a full-time job when you are on your post-study work. Given you have a full-time job and are on good terms with your employer, you can get your skilled worker visa on which you have to stay in the UK for at least 5 years to apply for the indefinite leave to remain or permanent residency. Question 20 asked by Venkata Subramani. I did my bachelor's in ECE and my CGPA is 7.89. I have 3+ years of experience in TCS with 2 years of experience in machine learning. I'm looking for masters in data science or machine learning. Is it possible for me to get into Warwick or UCL? Well, it seems like a good profile to me and I'm pretty much sure you'll be able to get into one of the top universities in the UK. However, it's not just your percentage or experience that counts, but also your recommendation letters and SOP in addition to your extracurricular activities as well. For universities like UCL and Warwick, luck factor also matters, so I would suggest you to shortlist a few more universities to be on a safer side. So that's all for today, guys. More Q&A videos dropping in next week, and to never ever miss out on any update, do subscribe to the channel before you leave. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.